Welcome, everyone. It's the beginning of the month, so it's time for us to do our twin flame reading. I want to welcome everyone on the journey. I am also on that journey. I am in union, but it took time. It definitely took time, so I want you to know that. Um, you know, it's definitely a trip, and you got to decide whether it's like something you want or you don't want. And what I mean by that is if things are just too difficult, you know what I feel honestly, like when a twin flame comes into your life, if it's meant to be romantically, you're going to connect somehow, some way. So, in that I believe, and that I trust. Um, but it doesn't mean it doesn't come without its challenges, and that's why I do these readings to help us get through those challenges, so that, those that are meant to come into union can come into union. So what we're going to do is like a conversation. Many of you have been following my twin flame readings for a while. Twin souls is really what I like to call them. Um, so what we're going to do is conversation. We're going to have the divine masculine and the divine feminine. They're each going to have their own deck. We're going to use a gilded tarot to connect the two of them and then to clarify. We're going to use Mother Mary just to see what Mother Mary has to say about the situation, where we're at right now. And, I have to say, I felt like, 2023 was definitely the year that lovers were going to connect. I felt more of a soulmate type energy, but I felt last year was really good for twin flames. So maybe a lot was worked out last year. Maybe this year, you're coming closer and closer to it. So we're going to see. Let's see what's going on. Let's pull these to the side. Five of Wands. Well, okay. We're going to use Mother Mary. And I'm going to do, what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch it up. Normally I do the divine masculine on this side, divine feminine on this side. I'm going to switch them around. I'm going to do the divine feminine on this side and the divine masculine on this side. I don't know why. Something just made me think of that right now. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But first, we're going to start with Mother Mary. Over this twin flame journey, Mother Mary, any words of comfort, words of advice for those who are going through this journey? You are each other's mirrors. Don't forget that. Sam and I are definitely each other's mirror. And we really had to learn to work out, what do I want to say? Like our differences, though our differences are very similar, if that makes sense. We had to learn, what's the word I want to say? We had to learn to put ourselves before everything else, you know, over the ego, just over everything else. We had a at least I feel like I was a twin flame runner, to be honest. And I had to find trust within this relationship. I just had to trust the process, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. All right. So, Mother Mary. Mother Mary. Okay, well, we got a couple, but that's not surprising since this is a going to be somewhat of an intense reading, I would imagine. Boy, we got quite a few, but we're going to take them all. We have signs. Sign, sign, everywhere, sign. I notice for, or I watch for, notice, and trust the signs that heaven continuously sends. I watch for, I notice, and I trust the signs that heaven continuously sends. I feel like that's a very good omen. To me, that means that guidance is going to be available. Inner child. I nurture the child within me through playfulness and self-care. I feel like I don't know why I'm picking up on like why does everything have to be so serious? Like can we just get back to like our inner child energy and take the seriousness out of it? I feel like someone's saying that to someone, like, why does it got to be so serious? Why can't it just be fun and loving and joyful? And I feel like you'll get there. You'll get there. And I agree. Like, why does it have to be so serious? We have prayer. Instead of worrying, I pray about the situation to bring about real solutions. Instead of worrying, I pray about the situation to bring about real solutions. And last but not least, that's probably why I was feeling that energy, joy. Because honestly, I didn't see this card, but that's kind of what I was feeling like. Why can't we just get to the joy part of it? And, maybe there were some issues some of you have been working through, whether individually or together. But I love that ultimately we come to the energy of joy. By enjoying this moment, I am giving thanks to God for my life. Joy. Okay, let's move those up there. I'm going to bring the lid down. And again, we're just having a conversation. I'm going to use the Universal Tarot for the masculine, and I'm going to use the Light Seers for the feminine. I feel like I put that down a little too far. So everything's pre-shuffled, but we'll go ahead and give it a shuffle. Again, so we're going to have a conversation. We're going to connect both the masculine and the feminine together, see what's going on. In our last reading, I feel like someone was just getting out of a relationship or was thinking of getting out of a relationship. I feel like the love had been lost, like the love had been drained from the cups. And I feel like it was on the masculine side, if I remember correctly. So I feel like in the last reading, that's the energy that they were in, like realization of what it is I want in my life now. Let's see if um, we have any action. I had the feminine a little bit more in fearful type energy as this moved towards her. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit more. So we're going to start with the divine feminine this time. And we are shuffling for the cards. All right, we have the Queen of Wands. Can be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have Justice, heart of Libra. But it's about balance, really, is what justice is about. It's interesting because this could certainly talk about a divorce. It's funny because this queen here, and I won't say this over and over, I promise you. But what I want you to do in this reading, if you would, is I'll give the signs, but then kind of forget about the signs because I feel like a lot of times you're all the queens or all the kings. So this Queen of Wands, she's the queen of action. She's someone who moves according to her desires, her passions. And it's interesting because she's looking back and it's like she's rising above a situation, probably cutting ties with someone, but I feel like she's looking back. And, I don't feel like whatever ties or whoever she's cutting ties with, I don't feel any angst about it. Maybe it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and some reason you're doing it now. It's like your higher self got to you. That may be one of the signs that you received, like your higher self got to you and just, had you ask yourself some questions like, are you satisfied with in the relationship that you're currently in? Is there love? Is it balanced? Do you feel balanced within that? Then we get the Eight of Cups. So I feel like the answer is no. So I feel like you are leaving, and when I say leaving, it doesn't mean that you have to be physically leaving a house. Maybe someone else's. It doesn't even have to mean you live together. But this is definitely cutting of ties. And it's interesting because I feel like when justice shows up, it's about making you whole again. And so I simply feel like the cutting of whatever ties this is relating to, it seems to set you free. Because then you move into the Eight of Cups, and this is like, I almost feel like I'm not even going to give my emotional house all this attention because I feel like simply the love has drained and and I feel like you really know what you want. Now, I don't know if you're thinking of a twin flame here or if you're just thinking like I just want out of this relationship, this situation, right? It's not serving me. We have an eight speaks about a new beginning. We're moving into universal year eight, by the way, and we definitely want to keep that in mind. All right, let's keep going. We have the Eight of Pentacles, another eight, 88. We have the Ten of Swords, and then we have the Hermit, part of Virgo. It's interesting because Ten of Swords here under Justice. So it makes me feel like this is probably a situation that you've been tied to for quite a bit of time. To me, the Ten of Swords is like a repeat pattern. Usually in the Ten of Swords, you don't see it in this deck, but normally you'll see like these 10 swords that have pierced the back, right? Like sword after sword after sword. So I feel like there has been time within this let's just say relationship. But I do feel like the love has drained. I don't feel like there's anything much left. I don't feel like conversation is good. Quite the opposite. Interesting that the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen both looking backwards. Not backwards, but like in the past, so to speak. So I feel like this is also about something that you're beginning, um, like a new creative project that maybe you couldn't do that. It couldn't manifest itself as you were in that Ten of Swords energy. It's almost like I put so much energy and effort into someone, and I just kept getting these daggers in my back, and I had to find the guts to end this situation once and for all. Ten of Swords again, repeat, repeat, repeat. If I feel like it's going to get better, it's not going to get better. After 10 swords, like it's very clear. Now, I love that the hermit is next to that. The hermit is, I do feel like someone has gone through the dark night of the soul. How could you not have with 10 swords in your back? But again, you're cutting ties to that. So I feel like there's been great reflection over, let's just say over your life, but also over your dreams, because I feel like there's this dream, or project, but it still feels like a dream, something that you want to bring to fruition. That I just feel like because your mind was like so overwhelmed within this situation, it didn't really give you the opportunity. You know, you have the Eight of Pentacles, which talks about like going into something as the apprentice or not fearing being the apprentice. Because the Eight of Pentacles says, if you put your focus on these pentacles, they will grow. You will have success. And I can't help but think some of you it's a spiritually based business. I know I say that a lot, but I feel like a lot of you have spiritually based businesses. Now, don't think just like guru type things. It's just you using your spirituality in your everyday life now. the hermit ultimately is seeking the light, right? To like give me the answers to these questions. I feel like the hermit received the answer, received a sign, and it's what's helping you to move on. Now, you are the hermit, don't get me wrong. Um, but this hermit is now illuminating what's to come. We have the Five of Cups. Interesting. So I feel like you already met. We have the Sun. Beautiful. Ruler of Leo. We have the Three of Cups. Joy. Exactly what Mother Mary, the energy Mother Mary is calling for. And with that, look at that, the wheel. So we're going to slide these over a little bit. I know they're a little harder to see. And I don't know why I chose smaller cards. Anyways, Destiny. And how interesting that it's being mirrored this way, actually, by the Five of Cups. So, Five of Cups talks about where someone's focus is at. And in the Five of Cups, my focus is on, what I have lost. But I have to tell you, I feel like this is more about someone who, your twin, who I feel like many of you have already met. And I do feel like it's interesting because I feel like even now, here I was in a different relationship and it almost feels like a marriage. There's definitely time there, but nonetheless, I feel like, like your twin still has your heart. Like no one can measure up to that. So it's almost like a longing. Like I've been having this longing, and, it's not that I haven't had love. I just haven't had this love. And this is the love that I'm longing for. So it's sitting upon your wheel. Five wants you to make a change. Just saying, don't focus on what you've lost. Instead, go after it. Now, I don't mean necessarily go after the person, but maybe you are the one who's reaching out. The sun, complete illumination, the sun, your inner child. It's like Mother Mary's cards are coming up everywhere already. Joy with the Three of Cups and the sun, the inner child. It's like a brand new day. It's mirroring the Justice card. Um, so to me, it feels like, whatever ties I'm cutting within the Justice cards, it just feels like I feel free. I feel free. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Well, we have Temperance that showed first, but it's not on the bottom. By the way, card of Sagittarius. This is about divine timing. This is about patience, first and foremost. It's also about letting go of control. There you go. Prayer, right? What I cannot control, I hand over. Hand over to God. So what really came on the bottom is the Hangman. So I don't mind seeing the hangman, right? Because the hangman is yes, it is a pause in the action, but the hangman is seeking wisdom. And I love that the higher or that the temperance is right behind the hangman. So I feel like, it's almost like you'll receive the sign when it's time. King of Wands under that. All right, let's put that over there. And let's get into the divine masculine. I'm going to move the wheel over here. If nothing else, I have to say this to me is clarification of two people who ultimately I feel like are meant to be together, but that doesn't mean that it's easy because I don't feel like it's easy. I don't even feel like it's about these two people yet, or the twin flames, twin souls. I feel like it's more about our individual lives, like dealing with what's going on in our individual lives, first and foremost. And then, who knows, temperance just may handle the rest. All right, but you do have the wheel, so it feels like the wheel is now turning. We have two eights, so I don't know why I keep like moving into 2024, but it is right around the corner. All right, we have the Knight of Wands. This is the Divine Masculine, looking over at the Divine Feminine, by the way. Sorry. Dang it. I'm hoping you're not picking that up. Okay, moving. Dang lawnmowers. All right. Anyways, this knight is looking right back at the divine feminine with passion and desire in his heart. Now I'm going to say him. I want to invite you pauses. Um, I'm saying him because we're talking about the divine masculine, but I want you to understand that you may find that, this side, you may be female, but this side sounds much more like you. Well, remember that we have both masculine and feminine within ourselves. So you could certainly be on either side, male or female. Hello, lovers. And then, hello, Three of Cups again. Joy, joy, the sun, the lovers, passion, coming this direction. I almost get this feeling like this divine masculine doesn't need a lot of time to make a decision of whether I'm going to move towards the divine feminine. It just feels like it's a yes. Like I'm just going to start moving that direction and let the cards fall where they may. All right, with the Queen of Wands. So with the Queen of Wands over here, we have, look at that, the King of Wands right next to each other. The Queen and King of Wands coming under the Lovers and the Knight of Wands. Okay, now, yes, it can be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But beyond that, I want you to forget that because this is like-minded energy. It's interesting because they're looking at each other, but this king is like ready to get out of his chair. Like I'm ready to move into action. We'll see what else we got. Well, Three of Wands, 33. I know a few of you have a master number 33, so know that that may be a sign for you. Three of Wands is an optimistic view of our future. This person isn't just thinking about themselves. He is thinking about these lovers, his twin soul. He is thinking about them. Not only is he thinking about it, he's ready. It's almost like I'm ready to move into action. But over here, I feel like, maybe there is a little bit of time that is needed. Like the hangman and maybe it's so that the divine feminine can create something that has been, I feel like, on her heart for a while, create whether it's like her own business, her own, whatever it may be. I feel like it's like in her physical or in her material world, but it feels like it's coming a lot from her experiences also. So, she did have to get through these 10 swords. She had to free herself from those 10 swords. She had to really look and see that she was in this pattern that wasn't going to change. So the only thing she could do is change herself. And what I mean by that is just be like, is like, I feel like she's just saying, I don't want to live this way anymore. I mean, this queen and king are sharing a lot of passion. They're sharing joy and they're sharing optimism. They're not putting any. I feel like if this is about when they come together, I feel like they're not putting any like expectations upon it, as in, where something must end. Like, I'm not thinking about, the final destination. I'm thinking about the journey. Three of Wands is all about enjoying each and every moment, instead of like that worry we have in our mind, like, okay, what if this doesn't work out? What if I end up in a repeat pattern? First of all, I feel like if you cleared this energy, then you'll feel much more comfortable moving into this energy. By the way, I feel it's so passionate. I don't even know how you could say no to it. I don't know how it can be turned down. We have the moon, card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. So, there's certain things I look for in a twin flame reading. And one of the things I look for is the sun and the moon and the lovers. The moon can talk about, something coming together. I feel like we just had a full moon, around the moon cycles. This is energy also of, I can't see further than the moonlight, but I feel like that's okay. Maybe that's just the way it's meant to move. It's not meant to move quick, even though I feel like the passion, I feel like ultimately these two are going to come together, and I feel like when they do, I feel like the passion is like off the chart. Um, However, I still feel like, there's no need to rush it. And it's because it feels so good in the moment. We have the Seven of Cups. We have the Seven of Swords. Interesting that that would come out right now. The Seven of Cups with the Seven of Swords, 77, 33, 77. So I feel like this moon means more than just the moon. I feel like it's talking about maybe this queen, which to me would be the divine feminine. It can be like, one of the reasons why she wants to take it slow is that, first of all, with the sun here, illuminating justice is like what's ever done in the dark will come to the light. So maybe this, like she's been cheated on, she's definitely been hurt. Um, but in the same breath, it kind of reminds me of like my ex-husband. It's like, I had no love left, but that still didn't mean it was easy just to like break off that relationship, right? But eventually I did. And I kind of feel like that over here. That's what the feminine's going through. It's like, because I feel like she's dealt with some untrustworthy energy in the past, she does want to take her time. So maybe she's the one who's really putting like a little bit of time in this energy. Seven of Cups is needing to choose a cup. I don't have to choose a cup. It's confusion. Now, the confusion may be because, again, maybe I am trying to figure out the destination versus enjoying the journey. But we'll see what's on the bottom of the deck. Look at this, the Ace of Wands. Action. Action. All right. I'm going to slide this all over. Give us a little extra room. And now we're going to connect them right down the middle. All right. This is the Virgo in me. It's like I want them straight. I want them in order. You're like, get on with it, Sandy. Okay. Let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. So on the Divine Feminine side, we have the Hangman. But we do have Temperance underneath that. Divine timing. You know, everything happens in the right timing. Over on the Divine Masculine side, we have the Ace of Wands. Almost feels like I'm ready to go. It makes sense that the Ace of Wands would be on the side with all the wand energy. I mean, there's a lot of wand energy. All right, so first thing we're going to do is go right down the middle and connect them. Well, hello, Temperance, divine timing. Temperance says, let go of control of exactly how things must show, exactly how things must be, and trust in divine energy instead. You know, it's when you allow your spirituality to be your GPS. You allow your intuition. You're learning to trust your intuition, and when you learn to trust your intuition, you know pretty quickly if something is good for you or not so good for you. Temperance talks about again letting go of the things you cannot control, and just trusting again in divine energy. I feel like that's kind of beautiful. So Temperance is flipped over the Hangman, if that makes sense. Look at this Knight of Cups. Unexpected couple fulfillment. That's what's connecting the two. In divine timing. You know, the wheel is here. And then the strength card. I feel like the strength card is talking. First of all, it's a card of Leo. We have double Leo on the board. Probably have more than that. And I apologize. I know I'm not giving a lot of signs, but you know, the strength card. Strength card's looking over the divine feminine. And it can be for both. But this is really the strength card to me is about, you know, battling those inner demons within us. You know, those thoughts that get away from us, that tell us untruths. You know, why? Well, maybe someone got to us in the Ten of Swords. Maybe someone fed our head full of bullshit, and we really had to learn to decipher, like, what's true, what is not true. Strength card can talk about, certainly can talk about dealing with addictions, but then overcoming them. You know, it's taking a good hard look at oneself, and it's knowing both the light and the dark within ourselves, right? We all carry that. We all carry feminine and masculine, light and dark, good and bad. You know what I mean? And finding the balance between all of that. So interesting. We have temperance, divine timing, the Knight of Cups, unexpected couple fulfillment, and then the strength card. I feel like the divine feminine may have, like what could be one of her demons. She may tend she may have tended to drink to help her get through the day. Like, I feel like just to help me get through my day. Because I feel like for a very long time, I don't feel happiness. I feel like for a very long time, I haven't been treated well. Now, I don't know what your part, what the feminine's part is in it. Maybe it's just literally I stayed too long. Um, but the sun is revealing all, anything again that was done in the dark. I do feel like the feminine is finding out that potentially this person over here may have cheated on her. Um, and this may be a karmic type of energy or a free will energy, though it is sitting on the wheel, so it may be a karmic. And listen, that's something we have to learn within a twin flame journey also, like, and what's a karmic partner about? They're teaching us, so, some very difficult lessons, yes, but they are teaching us. And, when I feel like the divine feminine for a while did not trust what she was feeling because I feel like someone has been difficult for a very long time. Someone has been narcissistic. Someone has been terrible with their communication. Someone has been cheating on me, or at least it feels that way. So I've had to deal with all that. And this may be exactly what brought the divine, excuse me, the divine feminine into her hermit's energy. Like, is this the life that I signed up for? Is this all there is to it? I had dreams. I had dreams. So I feel like somewhere, somehow, she finds the guts to start moving away from this energy. And I feel like if it's a karmic, and you've learned the lessons from this karmic, well, you never have to repeat it. So that's good news. That's a reason to celebrate. I feel like your spirituality, the divine feminine spirituality, has really been like woken up. And I do see with the Eight of Cups, her moving away from this situation, and it feels like the best thing. Again, all in divine timing. It's like Temperance is saying to the divine masculine over here, I can't make her move any faster than however fast she wants to move. All I can do is send her signs, let her know, send her comfort, send her inspiration, maybe help her, maybe help inspire her dreams again. But other than that, we just have to wait. You don't have to wait. But if it's something you want, then it is once, because I feel like, yes, there's a lot that I'm dealing with over on this side. And over here, it just feels much more like I'm ready. Let's go. Um, and maybe that's what this king is waiting for. Like, it's almost like I know what's going on over here. And I know me coming in before certain things are dealt with wouldn't serve us as a relationship. So that's why I feel like the feminine is a little bit like, the moon, the uncertainty. It's still dreamy energy though, don't get me wrong. All right, let's go ahead and start clarifying. Well, that didn't take long. 10 of Cups. So first of all, I want you to look at this queen. Because what she's doing is she's rising above the drama. She's rising above whatever has happened. She's not going to allow herself to sit in the energy, right? She's not going to allow herself to feel, it's okay to feel sorry for yourself for a moment, but she's not someone who's going to feel sorry for herself for long. And it is interesting how her hand is like reaching back. She is not facing justice. So to me, she is not even thinking about the person that she's cutting ties with. Instead, she's thinking about the Ten of Cups, the House of Harmony. We have the Tower. Look at that, right over justice. And then we have the Emperor. Card varies, but I have to tell you, I feel like for many of the divine mass or the divine feminine, I feel like they're starting their own business. They're bringing a dream to life. And even if they're starting at the beginning, I feel like this is talking about success. I often feel God uses us for, to help others who are experiencing the situations that we're experiencing, especially with the Ten of Swords. So I feel like, wow, I feel really happy for the divine feminine because I feel like her life is changing. And I'm not even talking about with the divine masculine yet. I'm just talking about on her own. I feel like her life is changing. Dreams are going to start coming true. But why? Because she's allowing them now. The sun came out and has given her complete illumination over her life. She's seeing like what these swords consist of. She's understanding that this is just going to be a repeat pattern. And it has been a repeat pattern. So I definitely feel like she's giving the tower. She's saying, I want a divorce or I want to cut ties. And she's the one who's moving from that energy. And then the emperor, I just feel like, first of all, the emperor is the leader of the people. The emperor talks about putting a plan in place. It's interesting because you would think that tower would really disrupt her life, but really what it's doing, it kind of feels like it's saving her life. All right, let's keep going. Look at that, the Six of Swords. That's good energy. Coming over temperance. So again, I feel like it's talking about the divine feminine. And Six of Swords, you got to go one card back and understand what it is this person's leaving. This person's leaving some toxic energy. We already know it's the Ten of Swords. We already know that. We already know someone's energy was untrustworthy. Didn't treat us well. We already know someone's communication sucked. So this is like really seeing that, and this is making the decision to move out of it. I already feel like you're moving out of it, but it's interesting now it's right over temperance. And it's interesting too, because I feel like temperance is like, or divine, let's say divine is like holding the masculine, like, whoa, slow down, slow down. Give her a moment to breathe. Like give her a moment to like find her bearings again. Slow down, you move too fast. Holy crap. We have the Ace of Swords, communication. The Ace of Pentacles over the Lovers. First of all, the Ace of Swords is over the Knight of Wands. So it's some type of passionate communication. The Ace of Pentacles talks about something that's coming into your physical world. Well, it's right over the Lovers. And then, hello, Star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes becoming your reality. And I'm saying becoming your reality because the Ace of Pentacles is right next to it. That Ace of Pentacles means that something's coming into the physical world that is really meant to enhance one's life. It starts as a seed, and we do have to nurture that seed. But if we, and maybe that's why, like, some of this is like, slow down, right? Let's nurture this seed. Let's give it love. Let's give it water. Let's give it light. And when it's ready to blossom, it'll blossom. I feel like for some, it might be the divine feminine who's contacting the divine masculine, or let's just put it another way, maybe who, I say this all the time with social media, but it's true. It's almost like someone changing their status, and boom, this person hears about it. It's what I've been waiting for. Star is a card of Aquarius, by the way, but it comes over the energy of a reason to celebrate. We have the Queen of Swords over the Eight of Pentacles. Can be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. By the way, the lovers, the meaning of the card is the head of a heart decision. But we're doing a twin flame reading, and it's talking about chemistry. It's definitely talking about chemistry here. There is chemistry. There is passion, like written all over this. It doesn't guarantee us anything. And all these aces, I feel like it is about taking it slow. Really, I feel like what it's about is building a strong foundation together, even if you've been together before. This is still new because I feel like the feminine has been in a situation for quite a while. So I feel like even if I know who this person is, it's been a while since I've been with them. All right, what do we have? Seven of Pentacles, Tree of Life. It's interesting. Seven of Pentacles to me means, first of all, it's also an energy of patience. But it is about like, why do I need patience here? Waiting for a seed to come into fruition, right? I don't want to pull, like you can see here, it's a tree. Think of an apple. Like I don't want to pull the apple off the tree until the apple is ripe. Otherwise, it's just bitter. I feel like the divine feminine really needs to think about her creative self. I also feel like her spiritual self. And I feel like there's a dream. I'm saying a dream, but I do feel like there's something that she wants to create. Some of you, it's working from the home. That's great energy of working from the home. And then I feel like it's like a talent that sometimes we don't even know we have until we start to step into it. And by the way, let's not forget signs. So I feel like the signs are for everyone here. So I feel like even the signs are helping. I don't feel like she needs a sign to know that she's with the wrong person or that it is now over. I don't feel like she needs that sign. I feel like she knows that now. She's come to that realization because I feel like, it's almost like it had to be her realization. Otherwise, it's just doomed to repeat itself. She's like, no way. No way. Some of you, some of the divine feminine, you're using your voice. Your voice is becoming very important. And I feel like whatever she's doing, whatever business she's creating, it just feels meant to be. So that tells me she's going to do very well in it if she has already moved into it. All right, we have the Page of Pentacles. Could have been something she went to school for. Then we have the Knight of Swords. Or, I'm sorry, the King of Swords. Could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Interesting, we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords over here. We have the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands right here. You can see how the energies are matching because right now they are mirroring each other. And I feel like that's so that, Like if you're here and you're like, but I'm not wands, and you don't believe me when I say just follow the energy instead of the sign, this is showing you, okay, well, here's another couple with matching energy coming right over the Knight of Cups. Unexpected couple fulfillment. Some of you could have met in college, in school. Doesn't have to be college, could have been in school, could have been in a class, could have been in just something you were learning. Or if you haven't met yet, that could be potentially how you're meeting. Though the way this king is acting, I feel like, oh, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Well, Page of Wands. You know, I call the Page of Wands my fool all the time. This is someone, it's interesting because coming over the King of Wands, look at that block of wands right there. Page of Wands over the King of Wands makes me just feel like I am more than willing to take a chance, take a risk. I don't even care where it ends up. All I know is what I know, and I know I want you. I feel like it's interesting because I feel like when these two connect, I feel like the passion is just undeniable. There's no way around it. There's just no way around it. Doesn't automatically mean passion begins right away, but let's just say the spark begins right away. Though I do feel like the passion begins right away. We have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords. Interesting. So right now the Five of Swords is mirroring the Queen of Swords, and below it is the Seven of Swords. So I definitely feel like, when you think again of five, it's talking about change. So here's where that toxicity is. I don't feel like this has anything to do with the divine feminine and masculine. For some of you, you're going to be like, well, it does. You trust your own intuition in these readings. Above all, trust your own intuition. I'm reading the story, but that story can be interpreted in many different ways. So, that's where you trust your own intuition. But definitely, this is this queen dealing with the toxicity and making the change necessary. All right, let's keep going. Go down to the bottom line. We have the Seven of Wands, standing your ground. We have the Two of Pentacles. Two Pentacles, they call it the Juggler's card. I feel it's more using your logical mind as it relates to making any decisions. To me, the decision is, again, whether I'm cutting ties, whether I'm going to throw this tower to someone. I already feel that you are, but I feel like it's just showing us, like it's clarifying it for us. It's coming over the sun. So again, signs being sent as you try to make, the divine feminine tries to make a decision. The sun is here to help illuminate, like there's nothing that's going to be hidden. It's just truth. And we either accept the truth or we don't. She may have even gone through like a divorce battle. But I have to say, I feel like stand your ground. Seven of Wands is like when we are fighting off attacks. And I feel like, if it's saying stand your ground. Sometimes we got to understand like what's worth the fight and what's not worth the fight. The hangman. So here she is trying to make a decision. You know, she's not happy where she's at. I feel like even my spiritual gifts feel like they've been held back. They haven't. It just feels that way. Why? Because I feel like because my mind has been so overridden with maybe worry, maybe again, bad communication, untrustworthy energy, all of that. That can take a toll on one. We have the Six of Wands. This is the energy of victory, being victorious. And then, hello, the Sun. So interesting now, the Sun has made it over to the divine masculine side. Here on the feminine side, now it's on the masculine side. I feel like this is a little comfort for the feminine. Because again, it does speak about your inner child, and hello, it's mirroring the Ace of Pentacles is coming over the lovers. It's just beautiful, right? But it's like, I don't know what I know until I know it. This Knight of Cups, unexpected couple fulfillment. Well, I don't know that until I know that. And then the Sun, I feel like, so once I do know that, and once I do start moving towards this, and this relationship starts coming together, I love that the Sun is here because, first and foremost, it's bringing out the inner child of these twin souls, but it's also helping the divine feminine see that everything's going to be okay. And I mean that in a way where there's no way in hell do I feel like this person would be untrustworthy to the feminine. Now, some of you are going to say, I already feel it. Like you already know who this person is. And maybe back in the day, they were untrustworthy. But the Sun now is complete illumination. So again, nothing can be done in the dark that won't come to the light. By the way, hello, Sun and Moon right next to each other now, or right over each other. Definitely one of the signs I look for in a twin flame. And by the way, like you can like if you read tarot, I feel anyway, like there's certain cards that I ask for to come out, just to give me confirmation that I'm on the right path, and they have come out. So, you can certainly do that. All right, let's keep going. I would say the two most important things here right now are the signs and the inner child. And the inner child to me is a sense of freedom. It's really uncumbered thoughts. Think about when you're a kid, you're not bogged down with the worries of the world. You're just bogged down with what are you going to do today? A kid wants to have fun. Girls just want to have fun. All right. The Nine of Pentacles, independence. Independent. First of all, we come back here with the divine feminine. And I do feel like this is the divine feminine's line because I do feel like it's her. And again, it can be the other way around, of course. But I do feel like, who's ever over here, I do feel like it's them who has dealt with some very difficult energy. And though I do feel like they're clearing that. And that is to me what the hangman is about. It's just like giving someone the chance to clear the things, because sometimes if we come in too soon, Like, are we not then, especially if this is something karmic, aren't we then robbing this person from the opportunity to clear that karma? Because when you clear it for life. And by the way, I often feel like, let's say I have children over here, because many times it's going to be blended families. But let's say I have children over here. Do I want my children to see me taking sword after sword after sword in my back? I feel like whatever I'm starting over here, this is success over here. So again, I get this feeling like someone not only, I keep saying they robbed me, like they robbed me of time, they robbed me of believing in truth. But in the same breath, we got to know our own part, right? Because this is about learning, especially if it's karmic, and it is karmic because the wheel is right here. So there is something here, though difficult, that is meant to be learned. And then I feel like, and then you learn it, and it's like you're free. And I also feel like it makes more sense to me that you would have this success over here than over here. Because I feel like if I had this, if I was, let's just say, like making a lot of money over here, I feel like someone would try to take it from me. Over here, it's my own baby. Interesting. Okay. Um, Trying to see, is there anything else I want to look at? It's under the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles. Um, Anything I want to look at? I mean, it just seems so clear to me. First of all, the star is being mirrored by the Ten of Cups. How beautiful is that? The Ace of Pentacles is mirrored by the Tower. That makes complete sense, right? Tower. During that tower, it is the end of something. And then the Ace of Pentacles, something beautiful now beginning. I really don't feel like I even need clarification, so I'm not going to over clarify. But I am going to read. Let's bring in Mother Mary's cards again. Signs. I'm not going to read them all. Prayers, joy, inner child. It was the other way around, but I want to read signs because I feel like that is important. Your inner child, I feel like it's kind of explained itself. Joy, I feel like it's explained itself. I feel like all of them from Mother Mary have explained themselves, but I want to read signs to you because I want it in your brain. Damn it, Sam. Let's wait till he moves away. Oh, by the way, while we're waiting for him to move his lawnmower, look what showed up at my house last night. I'm telling you, strange things are just showing up. Look at the back of it. I'll read it to you. It says Indiana, PA rocks. Hide or keep. Hide or keep. Mickey. Some of you that may be a sign. So I'm making the decision now. Do I keep it or should I hide it for someone else? I think I'm going to hide it for someone else, but I definitely wanted to show you guys this because for some of you it may be a clue or a sign. Not a clue, but a sign. All right, let's read signs. This card is a message for you to pay close attention to the signs that come to you in answers to your prayers. Well, we have prayers. This can include a song that you hear, words that you read, a sight that you see, a conversation you overhear, and so forth. The possibilities are unlimited. Signs tend to repeat themselves until you notice them and take some form of action. However, it is possible to notice one the first time it presents itself. As you listen to these signs, you get a sense of heaven's continuous participation in your life, which helps you feel safer and more loved. You can also pray for clarification if you don't understand a sign. After all, Mother Mary and the angels want to clearly communicate their love to you. Sun, sun, everywhere, sun. I do feel like for a few of you, just as a sign, rocks, hide or keep. What should I do? Should I hide it or keep it? All right, guys, I don't know. I feel like this was so clear. Um, I can't wait to read your comments, of course. Um, Ken is talking about soulmates. It's talking about love. Ultimately, it's talking about love, but it's talking about great love, not just any old free will choice type of love. This is what's on your wheel. Now, does that guarantee us that something is going to come about? No. Maybe over here, this person never leaves that Ten of Swords. Ugh. I don't even want to think about that. I feel like that's why we keep seeing the sun. Illumination. Inner child wants to come out and play. I want to have joy in my life. This is all about joy and passion. And after the tower. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. I thank you so much for watching these type of videos. Tell me what you think. Like, I love doing the conversation between the masculine and the feminine. I like knowing exactly what's going on both sides. And tell me what you think. Is this format something you enjoy, or would you prefer a different format? Doesn't guarantee I'll do it. You know what I mean? Because I just kind of go with what I'm feeling that day or in that moment. I wasn't going to do this. I was going to do a personal reading. Then I got this overwhelming feeling of no, it's time for a twin flame reading. It's time for a twin soul reading. I almost want to change it to twin souls, but nonetheless, I'm going to let that be. I love you guys. I thank you. I thank you for your donations. It is what keeps me on YouTube. No doubt about it. I am looking for other platforms, just because I'm getting tired of YouTube and, unless you have a lot of money to do advertising, they just don't promote you like they used to. And it's making me mad. It feels unfair. So who knows? I'm just putting out my intentions in the world to show me what I should do. Should I stay? Should I go? Do I stay or do I go? I'm not saying I'm leaving YouTube yet. I'm just saying, anyway, let's not even get into that. Thank you for your donations. It is what keeps me here. Thank you for sharing the videos. You honestly, sometimes you know who you're helping, but sometimes you really don't know who you're helping. And I get a lot of emails or messages just saying like, "Wow, thank you." It just came at the right time. So, and this is also one of those type of readings where you want to keep it in your back pocket. You may need to listen to it more than once. And then as you're starting moving through certain energy, it makes much more sense. I feel like these type of readings, more messages come out as we watch them again. If you feel you need to, you certainly don't need to. But if you do, or let's say you're the feminine and you've now given someone the tower, then come back and watch it, with, I don't know, a different viewpoint. I feel like a different perspective. Anyways, I thank you so much. I love you in any way possible. I'm just so grateful for you. There would not be me without you as it relates to tarot or YouTube, I should say. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to stop talking now. And I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye. Steelers are playing tonight, so go Steelers. Love you guys. Bye bye.